Merry Christmas, everyone! It's Christmas Day, and I have just watched The Return of Dr. Mysterio, and wow, what a Christmas special that was. That was just so incredible. But also, we get to finally see the first ever trailer for Series 10. Oh my gosh! We've got a lot of explaining to do in this review, especially that trailer that I've just witnessed. Wow! So guys, sit back and relax, and let's do this, the review on The Return of Dr. Mysterio. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas everyone, and welcome back to another Doctor Who review. My gosh, what a way it has been for 2016, a year without Doctor Who. My gosh, it's been so empty. I've been absolutely bored to death without Doctor Who being back on our TV screens again. But yes, finally, yesterday, the return of Dr. Mysterio. I keep getting my words mixed up with the return of Dr. Mysterio and the return of Doctor Who Mysterio. Keep getting my words mixed up with that. Anyway, I actually thought that this story was going to be a brilliant Christmas special, and potentially turned out to be one of the best Christmas specials that I've had for a long time. To many viewers, this really didn't live up to their expectations, but to mine, certainly did. It really caught the whole eye of this whole superhero idea, the whole concept of it, and also the whole story in general with all the characters, and also Series 10. Series 10 trailer! I think I'm more excited for Series 10 more than anything. I'm so hyped up for it. My gosh. Right, let's get into the review. Let's not waste time, sit back and relax, and let's do the Doctor Who of the Doctor Who review on the return of Dr. Mysterio. Yeah, I just love the sonic screwdriver. The Doctor did use him, did use it in his scenes where he was trying to get open the window. I think I quite like that, where the whole Doctor, you know, made his entrance through the window, hanging down the ceiling. It was a bit of a strange one, and I honestly knew at first that's the Doctor messing up with loads of things. I mean, he's a much sillier, light-hearted Doctor in this story. It's not much more of a serious Doctor that we've seen in Series 8 and Series 9, but he's more a light-hearted Doctor, which I think the warmth and the light-hearted character of the Doctor really suited his personality. I don't think the seriousness, and I like the darker, much serious Doctor within the whole of his character and his personality, but I think the warmth really still suits him better than the whole serious side. Personally, I like the serious side, but I think to many viewers, they didn't really like Peter Capaldi with his serious side, but as in this Christmas special, we did see him as a light-hearted but very fun and very loving character, and so we can really now relate him as a warming Doctor who can actually make us feel happy whenever we watch him. And so he's a really inspirational Doctor, I have to say. He is that, and that's why I love him. He's my favourite Doctor. And so the whole story of the return of Dr. Mysterio was really based around the whole superhero idea. I mean, I love the concept of introducing the whole superhero ideas on how this young boy started out being a huge fan of the original comic strip superheroes, Spider-Man and Superman, being, you know, a young fan of superheroes, and then had this little incident where he just swallowed a gem and completely had these, you know, superpowers, and then he completely had the ability to fly, super strength and X-ray vision, and he couldn't control them at a young age, and then suddenly at a much older age he became the ghost. And then initially at that point I knew that this was based on the original Superman and Spider-Man films, where the young character, or the original character who was the actual superhero, completely as a normal human being, something happened to him and then he became the superhero initially. And that's what I quite liked about this whole story. The whole idea started off with Stephen Moffat's creativity. He really liked the whole idea of having a superhero doing Doctor Who, because they've never done superheroes on Doctor Who, and it was a really great experiment to see, would it suit the audience? For many people, superheroes and a Christmas, would it suit the target audience? It definitely did. It caught my eyes, and I really did. I love this superhero idea and concept of having Grant as the superhero in this story and having a master villain, Dr. Sims, who plays the actual, almost looks like an identical twin to Daniel Craig playing an evil John in James Bond. He just looks an epic supervillain in my eyes. He just looks absolutely fantastic as a supervillain. So you had the Ghost fighting off against this Miss Dr. Sims as in the villain in this case, and just I love to see them having a little fight. And then they did have a little fight scene of where the Ghost completely strangled him up, you know, up, and then they threw him near to across like a big board where he was like completely ugh. So those action scenes were pretty good. I mean, I absolutely like that, really, in a sense of having action in a superhero film, whereas in the Marvel's film, there was too much action, and it was very fast-paced, and those movies were more, you know, violent and more serious, whereas this is more of a light-hearted superhero story, which I personally liked and prefer. This one was more dated back to the original Superman and Spider-Man films, as I said again, and I just really adored the kind of concept behind this. Superman, Spider-Man, the whole concept of everything, I just loved it. Anyway, I think the characters were really great. I think I especially liked Dr. Sims as with his evil character. You can see the kind of darker, more serious tone, that he likes violence, and just you can just see the kind of anger and despite in him. And I just loved his character. It was very dark and very creepy. And the heart and the scar across his face, that reminded me back to where I saw the last Christmas special, The Husbands of River Song, where they had the creatures with the scar around their face and had opened their skulls and looking inside their brain, but actually wasn't a brain. It was actually all gelatinous and stuff. It was very disgusting, and seeing them playing with the CGI effects with the half-faced, the people who had their brain removed and had this gelatinous slime or disgusting goo inside their brain, making them all slimy and stuff. It was very disgusting, but really effective though. And I think Stephen Moffat had a bit more fun around and play around with it, because they only appeared very slightly in The Husbands of River Song, only briefly, but it was really great to see them back again, because I really do think that they possibly could be in Series 10, because where Unit, I mean, we get to see Unit again. I mean, it's been so long since we've had a Unit, and Osgood did get a reference, so that was really great. Osgood did get a shout out, but also Unit did get a little, well, I think one of the Unit soldiers did have a scar across his face, and he honestly that knew, right, Units are in trouble, and probably there may be another story to date back to Osgood, and maybe to the creatures who had the scar around their face and had the gelatinous inside of their brain kind of thing. I mean, I don't know what they're actually called, but I believe that they have done better in this Christmas special than the previous Christmas special, because they completely had the idea of having one brain and then having their brains with the little eyes. It just completely spooked me out. That was really a good moment. Completely having the brains and having all these jars of brains around. It's like, who, like, do people absolutely, operate on people and take their brains out? I mean, what's that all about? I mean, I do like the brain idea, removing their brains and putting all gelatinous slime in them to making them more like gelatinous and very slimy characters. Perhaps, I don't know the whole creatures and the species identity and how they, replicate themselves, but I believe that this whole plot line really was basically to convert everybody to convert the world leaders initially. So basically the whole plan is, I'm going to be telling you the whole plan, because otherwise this won't be a good review, because the whole plan just really needed to be a great plan. I think when Dr. Sims was explaining how he would take over New York and the whole of the world, basically that organization, Harmony Shoal, was designated all around the world in all of the famous capital cities around the world, except for New York, which was this organization that was based around in New York. And so they had a nuclear bomb or a ship outside that was potentially be a neutron bomb, which could wipe out the whole of New York but leave Harmony Shoal intact, because Harmony Shoal would be the only building left standing. And so with the world leaders around the world gone and trying to panic around, because when an invasion starts to happen, everybody starts to get really panicked, and then suddenly all the soldiers and the generals probably say, right, we'll leave the children, let's protect ourselves and go to Harmony Shoal where we can be safe. But no, Harmony Shoal is the last place they want to go, because they're at Harmony Shoal. Excuse me, I'm being quite ill again. Anyway, let's continue on. I'm not going to be redoing this at all because I've got no time. Anyway, I do believe that Harmony Shoal will be the last place that they actually want to go to, because this is like a death sentence, really. Because if they go to Harmony Shoal, then they're going to be converted and operated on, having their brains removed, and then completely filled in with this gelatinous slime in their faces and having a scar across their face. So that idea of converting them into the more replicating themselves, and so with the world leaders under their control, they could take over the whole world initially. With the world leaders out of action, with that brain of deciding all the decisions on taking over the world, having all the organizational leaders who lead the world, European Union, all those important people, if they have them under their control, then they control the whole world initially. And so everybody would be under their control, and so they would literally conquer the world. And so that's a really good plan. I really do like. There were mostly great scenes that I quite liked about the plan. At first, I didn't really understand it at first, but then after rewatching it, I kind of see the kind of whole concept behind it. And it's just really, really magnificent plan. And just every supervillain must need a plan, and just that was one of a great plan. Let's talk about another character that we need to talk about in this. Nardole. Now, I prefer Nardole as a very funny and very charismatic character in this, but as we saw in this story, he was probably a light-hearted but very childish character. He had this childish personality about him, giving Grant a baby bottle full of baby, playing around with the baby's toys, being a kind of has the mind of a child. And then in one of the scenes where the Doctor, where Nardole flew the TARDIS and materialised around the Doctor when he was being victimised by Mr. Brooke and Dr. Sims, and he completely escaped, when Nardole actually flying the TARDIS. Like, how did Nardole fly the TARDIS? He has the brain of a pea. How did he even have the knowledge to fly the TARDIS? I mean, he even knows so much more than the Doctor initially. So I believe that Nardole is actually a great tool, and I believe that he will actually become a more useful tool as the series goes on in Series 10. And that is probably the reason why the Doctor got Nardole's head back onto his original body initially. So you never know. We'll probably find out why did the Doctor give back Nardole's get Nardole's head back onto his original body. Why did he do it? Or could it not be the Doctor, or could it be somebody else? Because there was one scene in there which kind of spooked me out. Nardole was actually in the building where Dr. Sims and Mr. Brooke were walking into this kind of safe, thing. But Nardole was almost like, yeah, A-okay, A-okay. Who is he talking to? I believe that. Was he actually talking to the Doctor? Or is he in league with somebody else? Was he actually talking to his master? Or somebody else? I don't know. So we'll have to find out who is Nardole in league with, or who is he controlled by, or who's he, talking to in that sense. So yeah, we need to find that out, because that was really a moment which I found out really disturbing, and just felt that it's not actually talking to the Doctor or somebody else, because it was really funny having a little button as a microphone just to talk to, so it was very strange. But that just the idea of like who is he talking to really can make us think what would actually happen to him in Series 10. So we'll find all of that out in Series 10. But I think that Nardole did a fantastic job. He just really was absolutely hilarious in this. He was just always so funny at Christmas, and he really makes me laugh. And just having Nardole at Christmas just makes me really happy, because he really brings such light-hearted and very funny and charismatic character. And so he's very panicky whenever he's being, driven down with the bomb with the Doctor. And so he's really a very funny character. But I really do like his personality. I just wish he really will have a sense of purpose in Series 10. I do hope so, because many people have been criticising about Nardole's character for ages. And so I don't know, will this actually happen? But I really do believe that this would be a turning point for Nardole and what would actually happen to him in Series 10. But anyway, yeah, Nardole did literally prove the point and how he played his role in the whole story. And so we'll actually find out what actually happens in series 10. I really do like the what was it? The whole transformation of Grant, of the ghost transforming himself back into Grant. I really like that kind of, you know, you did the spinning action and then suddenly you're transformed back into your own normal self. I thought that was a really great moment of seeing superheroes transforming back into their original forms. So that was a really great moment to watch there. But also, I really liked the kind of baby monitor that Grant had because basically whenever he was saving the world, he had this baby monitor on him just to notify him to whether the baby was crying. So he had to whiz back to his house, transform again, and then look after the baby. It sounds like nothing has happened. So he goes back initially within like a millisecond, and just there he is back again looking after the baby as usual. So Lucy doesn't even know that he's actually gone and saved the world, really, and so it's a very mysterious thing, really. So Lucy doesn't know who Grant is, or she doesn't know who the ghost is, but all she knows is that Grant is looking after her baby, because initially Grant didn't marry anybody. I mean, Lucy's married, but she married another guy and had a kid with him, but then the guy left her, and so Grant is left there just to look after the baby as a nanny almost. I thought the nanny idea was quite strange, but anyway, I'm not going to discuss anything about the nanny because it's going to get too complicated for me. Anyway, and so the relationship status was basically Lucy liked the ghost version of Grant, but then Grant also liked Lucy as well. But Lucy didn't like Grant initially at first, but then now Lucy's now starting to really feel that she loves Grant initially, and then suddenly saw that Grant was actually the superhero in the end, and Lucy was like, so you're the actual ghost. And I thought that moment, just really giving your identity away, was going to happen at the end, because honestly the superhero had to give that identity somehow, because although in the original films of Superman and Spider-Man, you couldn't really give a real identity of this, you know, mystery superhero, because otherwise they put their whole lives in jeopardy. Because if somebody found out the identity of Superman or Spider-Man and they publish it out to the whole world, and everybody will know that this character is Superman initially, and so that was the same thing with the ghost. And so this really needed to be an honest, successful Superman or superhero story, which I personally think it was, and really captured the attention of many fans at home who were big fans of the original Superman and Spider-Man films, which I personally was. I mean, I watched the Spider-Man and Superman films, and just they really dated me back to when I was watching those films, and just completely excited me, that young child, when I just watched the first ever Superman film. It was really great. Wow. So I absolutely liked the whole brilliant concept of the whole supervillain aspect, the scarred faced creatures, Nardole, fantastic. The Doctor was, again, much of a light-hearted Doctor in this, not much more of a serious Doctor. And the whole setting, set in Bulgaria, and just this was morally a better story. I just thought the setting was just brilliant. Just looked like a very spin-off kind of setting to many other settings in Doctor Who. This was more like a newer version of New York. Just really a better version of New York, I have to say. Just looks superb. And just the whole night idea just really captured the eye of the ghost flying around in the dark in the night, which really admired and captured his, you know, name as the ghost, who literally flew around like in milliseconds. My gosh, he is just fantastic. And I think the actor just did a fantastic job on doing the superhero done well. And I think this Christmas special was actually fantastic. A really great Christmas special, because I've not seen a Christmas special for a long time. And just literally watching it back on our TV screens right now makes me more excited for Series 10 more than anything. And yeah, we get to finally see the first ever trailer for Series 10. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait. This is going to be absolutely amazing. Bill is there again. Pearl Mac, we finally get to see her brilliant character. She's almost like a Donna kind of version of Bill. Or, well, she's almost like a Donna version of, like, asking too many questions inside the TARDIS, kind of a bit agitated, and like, what's the door like? Can I use the toilet? All those different types of questions. And, which you see, the Doctor is actually a professor at a school, really. And so, we'll have to see. Will the Doctor be known as the Professor Doctor again? Like called Sylvester McCoy Professor and stuff like that. And so we'll get to see how the Doctor will become a lecturer or a professor initially. And so we'll get to see that. And anyway, I really do like this. The trailer just looks so epic, and I cannot wait for Series 10. I'm more pumped than ever to watch Series 10, and I will be doing a big review on all of the episodes on Series 10, and I just can't wait for it. Anyway guys, thanks for watching for this review. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please do give a like to this video, because I have certainly enjoyed this Christmas special for so many reasons, and I've just completely enjoyed it because the whole superhero concept and the whole idea has completely captured my eye. And Nardole, hilarious as ever, really funny but very strange, unusual character. The Doctor again, brilliant again, and also especially Grant, the whole superhero behind it. Absolutely loved him. He was a brilliant character, and just everybody really loved and actually loved the whole ending of it as well, having the Doctor missing River Song. And that was actually a good moment where the Doctor actually missed River Song, and I felt he felt like almost like, you know, heartbroken initially at the end. And so we'll actually see what actually happened then. So anyway, thanks for watching for this, guys. Please do give a like, subscribe to my channel if you are new, and so I have many more exciting videos for you to come, because this is not going to be the end for me in 2016, because I'm going to be doing many more, including more of my Doctor Who marathon. So guys, stay tuned for more, because we will be doing the next review, which will be the Tomb of the Cybermen, hopefully. Anyway guys, thanks for watching, guys, and I wish you a Merry Christmas, and I hope you enjoyed the rest of your Christmas season. Thanks for watching, guys.